Hello and welcome to the Popcorn Junkies. We are reacting to a movie called Challenges. This is a new film that's going to be released in September this year. It's directed by Luca Guadagnino, and if you don't know who Luca Guadagnino is, and why the hell should you? He directed Call Me By Your Name, he directed Bones and All with Timothée Chalamet, the Cannibal Story. He, as I say, directed Call Me By Your Name. He directed Suspiria, which was the remake of the horror film by Dario Argento, that Italian master set within a sort of grisly dance school. This film, Challenges, as I say, is the first time he's kind of the director's kind of moved towards a romantic comedy. That's kind of how it's been pitched. I mean, in the description of this, I was getting vibes about that. You know, remember that Woody Allen film set in the world of tennis? This is set within the world of tennis, and I used to like tennis when I was younger. I used to like watching Wimbledon, but that was more because my nan liked watching it. I find it feels like it's a game for the elite. It feels like it's a game which is all about being seen watching tennis. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those sort of, it's like people who go to the races and they're not really interested in horse racing at all. They just want to be seen. Anyway, so this is, by all accounts, this is a sort of bizarre love triangle within the world of tennis. Zendaya is in it, as I said. She plays a tennis champ who I think becomes a tennis trainer, and starts to train her partner, played by Mike Faist. Mike Faist, you'll know his face, an unforgettable face, really. He was one of the lead characters in West Side Story, Spielberg's recent remake. This also stars Josh O'Connor, who obviously more recently played the now King Charles, or Prince Charles, in Netflix's The Crown. So yeah, Zendaya she's a tennis player, injury, becomes a tennis coach, coaches her partner, and then discovers that her partner is going to be playing against her ex, and it all gets a bit weirded out, and apparently from therein it's going to become a comedy. I haven't seen it, but this is what I've heard. Doesn't sound like the kind of concept on paper that if someone walked in and just hit me with that as a kind of pitch, I would go, oh, must see, let alone must make. I can only assume that these actors are on it and in it because Luca Guadagnino he has chops. I mean, obviously Timothée Chalamet was nominated for an Oscar for Call Me By Your Name. I have to say, I think I was a bit on my own there. I didn't particularly enjoy Call Me By Your Name. I thought Bones and All was better than people were saying. But again, there's something about his filmmaking that's strangely, well, I mean, it's filmic, but there's something strangely absent. I don't know if anyone else feels that. Anyway, well, let's check this out. As I say, it's gonna have to do something pretty spectacular to pull me in to watch a film set in the world of tennis. I mean, it really does. So, but maybe it will. Let's check it out. Wait.
Hi.
Hey.
Tashi Duncan. She's gonna turn a whole family into millionaires. She'll have a fashion line, a foundation.
You were incredible today.
Thank you.
I mean, it wasn't even like tennis. It was an entirely different game.
Hey, come hang out with us later.
Want me to come tuck you in?
No, we just keep talking.
How often does this happen? Going after the same girl?
Not as often as you think.
We usually have different types.
So you're saying I should be flattered?
Aren't you everybody's type?
Come here.
Which one of us? He's not in love with you.
What makes you think I want someone to be in love with me?
It's nice to see you lit up about something, even if it's my girlfriend.
Art's got his coach, Tashi Donaldson, who also is his wife.
I'm playing for both of us, Tashi. I think maybe we're disturbed by the fact that she could have been into someone like me.
When we were teenagers.
When we were teenagers.
Hey, I love you.
I know. You don't know what tennis is. It's a relationship. We went somewhere really beautiful together. Let's go! I'm taking such good care of my little white boys.
I assume you planned this?
Not this part.
I like it.
2 minutes of an astonishing number of cliches, right down to a sat on the end of the bed, two men kissing her on each side of the neck, The sound of her leg going, sat then in a sort of hospital chair with a partner beside her. Sort of long shots of like each of them, you know, the boys kind of sat on in chairs. Clearly very homoerotic, no problem with that at all, but it's kind of sort of almost a bit chintzy. It's a bit 80s. It's a bit 80s. I feel that with all his stuff, Luca Guadagnino. There's a sort of 80s feel to it. It's almost like he can't be asked to sort of be a bit more cinematic. It's weird. It felt cliched. It felt 80s. The music was diabolical. The shots were obvious. The story seems paltry. And like, why would we care? Why would we care? And then, of course, we've got these astonishingly cliched slow-mo shots of her hair bouncing in a bob. I mean, is it ironic? Is it being ironic? Is it trying to be ironic? I mean, there is a problem as well. I've never found tennis, the net, the court, the use of rackets, ever translates to the letterbox of cinema particularly well. So it's hampered by that. Lots of very obvious shots of them kind of looking at each other and all that kind of stuff. And her looking serious and putting the glasses on and then walking da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh dear, I didn't like that at all. What do you think, guys? Have I missed something?